for That Dad Guy. It's July 23rd, 2023, and today I am doing my outgoing post-crossing. I've got 7, I think, official post-crossing cards I can send. I've got some direct swaps. I've even got some requests. I got one for a stamp exchange. I've got a return thank yous to do and surprise envelopes. So I've got a bunch of different things that I can do today, which I'm glad for. The weather has been nice here. Nova Scotia has been dealing with flooding, so to all my friends and family that are down there, take care, and hopefully things will pass quickly. What else do we have going on? Pretty quiet weekend as far as festivals and things here, which was too bad because it was a nice weekend in Moncton, so it would have been perfect for a festival. But the only thing I'd heard of was there was a Latin evening that had a Colombian band that was playing and some Latin food. I didn't go out to it. It was just a few things late last night. We ended up doing some things as a family, or part of the family. Anyways, my son was working. Yeah, that's what's been going on here. Let's show you what I have in store for going out in the mailboxes. All right, the first one I have, after you subscribe, like, and comment, that's my plug. First one I have going out is going to Colorado in the United States. She's a retired teacher. She loves learning and connecting with people from other countries. I would like to hear about your customs, happenings, and things where you live, the types of food that you'd like from your country, what news and events are happening in your country right now. She's interested in so many things. She's a voracious reader and usually is reading at least 3 books at one time. She loves to travel, been to all over the US and into Europe. She collects stamps, especially Europa and post-crossing stamps. She loves to go to museums, concerts, and theaters, cook and bake. She's a foodie, loves art. Favorite artists are pre-Raphaelites. Raphaelites. I gotta trip over my own tongue on this one. She was a Montessori teacher. So she doesn't want to really have any ad cards or multi-view cards. And she's not really interested in meetup cards, so it's good to know the ones that she doesn't like. Postcards that she does like are ones that have maps. She loves those. Art from your country, traditional costumes from your country, flags of the world, icons of the world, wild animals, especially interested in foxes and owls, anything historic significance, historic Russian painted art, Russian fairy tales, crowns, orbs, scepters, coat of arms, and so on. So, even though I'm not in Russia, I do have these Russian fairy tale cards that Yulia sent me, and they're just beautiful, and so I've been saving them for the right people, for the people that are really interested in Russian fairy tales and would appreciate it. So hopefully she does. I know some people say, and I may even get to that in some of the comments here, that people will say is that they really want things from country of origin. So as I'm Canadian, they want Canadian things. And that's all right. For those people, I will send Canadian things. But I do appreciate when I get things from other countries that aren't necessarily from their country, but it is something that I'm interested in. It just means people have read our descriptions and have looked into it and are trying their best to match with what you like. All right, this next one's also going to the United States. It's going to Iowa. And she has 2 cats and 2 dogs, married for 13 years. She loves to cook, knit, do crafts, reading, traveling, and collects hippos. So hopefully not in her house, but just ornaments. Please no holiday, nudity, snake, or religious postcards will do. I will enjoy other postcards such as Raggedy Ann or Andy cards, hearts but not Valentine's Day, Cabbage Patch dolls, teddy bears, any zoo cards, bees, Anna Green Gables, Gone with the Wind, Sesame Street, waterfalls, cottages, jellyfish, seahorses, skunks, tasty food, swings and hammocks, fancy hats, dresses, tornadoes, and so on. Unusual size or shapes is good too. And if you need any ideas of what to write, I would love to hear about some of your favorite things, your favorite time of the day, and why. Tell me about your pets, your favorite place to visit. Love receiving postcards and can't wait to hear from you. Well, she said Anna Green Gables, and seeing Anna Green Gables' house is not too far, like an hour drive maybe from here. It is something local. So in this case, she is getting a Anna Green Gables card from the Maritimes. The next one is going off to the United Kingdom, and he loves to send postcards when he travels, so this is the next logical extension. She also loves real stamps on his postcard. It says something unique about the place where you live. Would lovely if you could send from your country to rather than from. So this is one of those people that says I would rather have, if you're sending from Canada, send a Canadian card. If you're sending from France, send a French card. He also likes to use at least one UK stamp, a special stamp when he sends, so he's liking to have special stamps in return. It says during lockdown he reactivated his Postcrossing after a bit of an absence and thought it would be a good way to learn more about other places until we return to some kind of normality. I want to keep it up, the momentum, as I really enjoyed receiving a variety of cards from many places, so now he's back into Postcrossing, which is great. He's happy to receive most kinds of cards, but really enjoy historical or review cards if possible. Prefers cards that don't have pre-printed stamps on them, real stamps only. She says he has a 13-year-old daughter who is great fun. He's worked at the National Health Service for 34 years and until May 2022. All right, then he goes on a little bit more, but he says he wants historical, he wants Canadian historical, and so these are the founding fathers of Confederation sitting on the steps in Charlottetown in 1864. So getting together to talk about how Canada could become a nation. All right, this next card is going to Spain. Don't get a lot of cards to go to Spain, so it's nice. She doesn't write a lot. She says she's from a small town in Catalonia, and she collects sugar packets from all over the world and also postcards. Love discovering Postcrossing thanks to a friend. Says we are excited to receive postcards. The collection has stopped for a long time because now people don't send them anymore, but looking forward to receiving postcards from you. Married, 2 children, and they say she's a little crazy for what she's been collecting. She also likes hiking in the mountains, dancing, bio-dancing. I'm not sure what bio-dancing is, and reading. Well, I'm going to send this one here. It is a prepaid card, so no new stamps. She says she doesn't necessarily, she's not requesting stamps, so this one's a prepaid, but it is a nice, beautiful beach in Prince Edward Island. So it is one from here. And if you like walking and hiking, and PEI is beautiful, got beautiful beaches for it. All right, the next card is going off to Japan. So she's not good in English, but it's all right. She's done her best to go through here. She says she sometimes uses the translation function. I use it too sometimes to translate some of the cards that I get back. She says I'm particularly bad at cursive writing, so sad if she doesn't understand what you write, so be happy if written in a block typeface. And then in the address field, the family name is written first. So it's good to know. So hopefully that is put out properly there. What she's interested in is things that are relevant to your country. Post and scenery with posts of your country, cute or rare animals, maps, old maps, illustrations of fairy tales, greetings from a series. And then she has a list of things on her wall that you can look out to. So I went with this beautiful humpback whales. Here it shows New Brunswick, so you can go whale watching here in New Brunswick. So there you have some interesting animals, and it's local. All right, moving along. The next card is going to Oregon in the United States. And she says she's a deltologist, the study and collection of postcards. Deltologist. Okay, that's a new word for me. I want to travel the world, learn languages and cultures. I have a degree in Spanish from the University of Wyoming. She's also a certified nurse assistant and an emergency medical technician. Is now studying to be a mortician, having relocated to Oregon. Favorite kinds of postcards are cityscapes, landmarks, factual cards, flags, etc. I like cards from unique, quirky places from all over. If you'd like to tell me something unique about your culture's healthcare or death care practices, I'd love to learn about those aspects of your culture. I don't really know if we've had any of those. Healthcare practices, we go to the hospital if we're sick, and it's paid for through our taxes. So that is our healthcare practice, I think. For faster direct swaps, then she's included an email address. Also talk about exchanging postcards. And then she does a blurb in Spanish. So she likes cityscapes. I went with this really long postcard. One, because I think it's cool to get these long postcards, unless you specifically ask for a 4x6, because that's the only size you collect. I think it's interesting to get these. It's a cityscape, if she's asking. Might not be my city, but it is the city that my daughter lives in when she's at school. And the last official one that I have is going to the Netherlands. She says she is 64 years young. She lives with her partner. She has 2 grown-up sons and a grandson who is now 3. And they have a Norwegian forest cat named Elmo, who is 17 years old. I've never heard of the breed of a Norwegian forest cat. Is it a little cat? Is it a big cat? It says, if you could draw a cat somewhere on the postcard, doesn't have to be a perfect drawing. I'm happy with every attempt. So really loves cats. Loves travel all around the world, and also enjoys city trips. She's been to 22 countries so far. She also likes to take walks with friends and have a drink afterwards. Blues music is her favorite kind of music, especially Walter Trout. So anytime he's in the Netherlands, she goes to visit. Also enjoys birds from the garden, loves to feed them special plants. Started to play piano again after 40 years, and loves it, but needs lots of practice. Started learning bridge, lots of things going on. Postcards which she enjoys are something about walking or feet, because she deals with feet. 1000 cards, drawn or painted cartoon cats, pigs, ducks, birds, nest cards, funny cards, cards from Lou paper, retro or vintage. And it just likes to receive Christmas cards in December or birthday cards in November. All right, we're going for another long card. We've got this duck card. So if she's a bird watcher and likes ducks, I think that's a good one, because it's a big duck. Birds in flight. All right, those are all my official ones that I have to write up and send out. Now let's go through a few of the direct swaps that I'm going to send as well. First of all, we have this one here, the village of Hillsborough. So Hillsborough is where the train museum is. There's also some other vintage buildings and places to visit when you're there. It's a nice little town if you want to go to a cafe and things. They've got some nice ones. This card just came in, and I'm sending it right back out. So this is a book that is being released. So I thought I would send that off. We're going to send one of these 3D-ish cards of the city of Toronto out. And just pick this up as I dropped it on the floor. Maybe if my fingertip would help. All right, that's what happens when you don't cut and edit too much. You get things like that happen. All right, we're getting this sunset in Peggy's Cove for someone who may enjoy lighthouses, enjoy sunsets and the meanings behind them. This beautiful fall scenery here of an image in Canada. We have this Newfoundland meetup card with some icebergs heading out. Another view of Montreal with Mount Royal in the background there. Some of the beautiful things you can do along the way. While we're in Quebec, where Montreal is, we have this one here of a moose and plaid in the background. Something a little bit closer to home. How about giant lobsters from New Brunswick? Lobster season. I really like this image of the plane flying by. It makes me think of a lot of different things. One, things of travel, things of shows like Lost, moving, new expectations, new adventures. You know, where are these people going? Where are they coming from? Yeah, how long have they been gone? This 3D card with the Canadian flag and Toronto and Niagara Falls. So you got 3 different things going on there. And then this one here, talking about falls. These are the reversing falls in St. John. So just kind of an interesting thing locally as well. All right, so I have all those cards to fill out to send. And then I have the packets that I was talking about that someone's requested a stamp trade. So I'm going to put that together. I have some thank yous to do. So yeah, I think I'm going to be busy. I'll do as much of it I can today, and then the rest I'll do tomorrow. The next thing on the agenda is there's a race, an F1 race going on in Hungary today, so I will watch that as things go on, and then I'll post cross before and after. All right, you guys have a magical week. One other thing, you thought I was gone, I'm back again. But one other thing, the intro that I've been going back and forth with, I used it exclusively on 2 videos right now so far. That was done by Marcin in Poland. We're still tinkering with it. I'm trying to find a way to use that because it's amazing. And just like I think I've completed with the outro, we've got Polo, we've got my brother in it, and then we've got Marcin's nice illustration at the end. So we're doing that. The intro, I still want to try to use his, but also incorporate my family. So we're in talks now about trying to figure that out to do the 2 together. So I think we may have something, and you will see it soon. So for right now, I am back using my old intro, as you see in this video, and then using his bit on the end of the outro. And then, yeah, we talked about maybe doing just using that intro on certain videos, but I think I want to keep it consistent. I want to have my intros and my outros be the same on all my videos so people know what to expect. You know, sometimes I tinker and I put something in hidden that I'm going to talk about, but yeah, I want to try to keep a consistency rather than having different intros for different videos. So stay tuned. It's a work in progress, and you guys, thanks for all the feedback that you've been giving me so far. I know he's done a fantastic job with what he's created, and so I'm going to use it, and we're going to use it with in conjunction with some other things that we're trying to do. All right, now you guys can have a magical week. What, Polo? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends?
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?